we have Mr. Martin Wellhofer, Corporate Executive Vice President, Sales and Application Engineering from MAHLE International GmbH,
Yes.
and Mr. Raj Kaldra, President, MAHLE Holding India Private Limited. So welcome and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
So I would like to know from you about a little bit about your dual strategy, some mono to dual.
Yes.
You wanted to
Well, yes.
how it has been, working for MAHLE globally and in India. India is part of the globe now.
Yeah, of course.
It's seamless
Yeah.
in terms of technology.
Well, it's a very good question. And the global automotive industry is facing a transformation, a significant transformation. And of course, every supplier has to equip for this transformation. And we are equipping ourselves by going for so-called, as you said, dual strategy. What does it mean? It means that we as MAHLE, as a major component and system supplier for internal combustion engine, we are still believing and trusting in the efficiency of internal combustion engine now and in future. So we will stay with this technology. We will invest further in ICE, in internal combustion engine technology. So this side on the dual strategy will be maintained. And I even would say we are so bold to say we are currently market leader in the segments we are supplying, and we will even increase our share there because in future maybe smaller companies cannot afford anymore to stay in this segment. So we will be even stronger in future on this side of dual strategy.
But when you said
Yes.
that you believe strongly in IC, I'm so happy about it. What is the key driver for you to utter this statement?
Well, the key driver is that we are doing thorough analysis of how the electrification will penetrate the market, and it will penetrate for sure in China and Europe in particular, or in other regions. But it will be first of all on different levels. Maybe China and Europe is set front running with higher penetration, but US, South America, India, Africa will be not on the same pace. So there will be for decades still a large market for ICEs, and our analysis is showing that 2030, even with a high penetration rate in China and Europe, there will be the majority of engines equipped with ICEs. And please do not forget hybrids, which is a significant part of electrification, are equipped with internal combustion engines. And secondly, medium heavy duty, which is also a very, very big and important segment for MAHLE, will be maintained for decades with internal combustion engine. But of course, there will be a dual strategy necessary because there will be, as I said, electrification.
Recently, you have added, I think, electronics and
Exactly.
electronics.
True.
And then you have
True.
someone, Wilfred or somebody.
Wilhelm Emperor. Hey, you're very good informed. He taking over. Yeah. Why? Yes.
So, is it part of the dual strategy
Yes.
that you wanted to focus?
Yes.
And MAHLE, I think, has been working on replacing the mechanical parts with electronics.
Very good.
How is it gelling well with your strategy?
Well, very good question also. Again, the transformation is there and there will be electrification, as said, and there will be electrification on significant levels. Therefore, of course, besides the still remaining ICE technology which I just described, we are focusing for years now, for decades also, for fuel cell, electronics, megatronics, to get into a new pillar for our company and for future. And as you said rightly, now this year is also, 1st of January this year was also a milestone for us because we combined now all our activities which were done for years already for electronics and mechatronics in one business unit. And for us, a business unit is viable if we have a turnover of around 1 billion or something. And this was now achieved, which is great for our company size, that we have now really a significant size of future technologies and we unify them in one unit, as you rightly fully said. For instance, pumps and compressors are there, and there are currently mechanical pumps and mechanical compressors, but in future there will be electrical. And in this new unit, we have the motors you need, we have the controlling and electronics you need, and we have still the mechanical know-how which you need for pumps and compressor. So everything unified in one unit, and this will be even a stronger setup for us for fostering us and promoting the dual strategy of MAHLE.
But when I met you, I immediately told me that about half of the automobiles have MAHLE's products. Right.
Every second vehicle.
Yeah, in vehicles.
This is our figure, every second vehicle.
Yeah. So with dual strategy, do you see this growing, or will it come down or will maintain? How do you see it?
It will maintain it. So we are currently a major powertrain supplier and we are a major thermal supplier. And in future we will be a major powertrain supplier and a thermal supplier in both fields, electrified fields and conventional ICE fields. Nothing will be changed. We will be ICE piston supplier and camshaft supplier, and on electrification we will be traction motor and power electronics supplier. And for thermal, it will be even broader because currently thermal is important for ICE, but for EVs, it's even more important.
Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe your presence will continue.
Yes.
One and every second vehicle will have this.
Yes.
But do you see the content per vehicle changing?
Well, it depends on the technology. It's not so easy to answer this one because for fuel cell, for instance, you need a broad thermal portfolio and a broad thermal content. So for fuel cell, our content would be even higher. For hybrids, our content would be even higher because ICE components, traction motor, electrification. So that's even higher. For electrified vehicles, of course, we judge this, and this will be somehow the same as an ICE engine. So if you have battery cooling in, traction motor in, electric auxiliaries in, electric compressors in, power electronics. So it depends on technology and which application you are referring to, but we see it will remain or even get higher penetration rate for us.
I probably thought about the new mobility system.
Yes, of course.
Now EVs or
Yes.
even up to fuel cells.
And maybe Raj can also say something to India in particular.
I have some questions specifically for India.
Because look, for two-wheelers, for instance, we have some two-wheeler business currently, but our penetration rate or content of the vehicle could even be optimized in future and be higher with electrification, and that's something India is coming in.
So MAHLE globally has been focusing on three pillars. Now one is the clean air, fuel efficiency, and I think driving pleasure.
Yes. Yeah, that was our sentences. Yes.
Yeah. So to what extent do you think you have achieved this?
Well, I think as an engineer, I would say we have never achieved our goals because there are always things to be improved. Yeah. So clean air is definitely something we are working on with PM 2.5 sensors now coming. So, but there's never a success and sit down. We are a German engineering company. We are living from not succeeding in our goals. We are living from going on and going on and going on and getting better solutions every day.
In all this ecosystem, one important aspect that OEMs expect is they want to reduce weight, whether it is ICE or any combination of the vehicle, so that it is environment friendly and also the 3 R's, the reduce, recycle,
Recycle.
Yeah. So what are the initiatives you have taken to cater to their requirements?
Carbon footprint.
Carbon footprint, that is on the lightweighting, and also the what is it called? 3 R's. Reduce, recycle.
Reduce, recycle. And
Would you like to answer Australian answer?
globally, if you want to.
Yeah. I'm coming to India.
Okay, you're coming to India. Okay. So globally, of course, this is also something our customers are asking more and more.
Yes.
So in future, there will be clear specifications also from our customers that only suppliers meeting these demands you're just outlining will be nominated. And not only of that reason, because of course we're also looking consciously about global environment. We are working hard to reduce our carbon footprint. That in India, for example, we are doing solar panels now. We reduce them in a wide extent, but also not in India, also in other regions. Yeah, and of course we are doing more and more recycling materials. Our plastic parts are coming more and more of recycled materials, and we are measuring our carbon footprint and trying to be more and more carbon neutral. And we're working currently on a strategy and a goal. I cannot tell you right now this because it's still in evaluating, but for sure it will be.
Which year that you will be carbon?
There will be some analysis and an announcement, but not yet to be published.
Raj, I just want to check with you on to what extent this dual strategy has helped operations in India for MAHLE.
I think it's very much embedded into the Indian operations as well, because you see, India for sure will be one of those countries where IC engine has still a bit of a runway ahead of us, right? So there's a lot of future for us when it compares to the IC engine, and even I see that some of the OEMs would be also migrating to countries like India, where will these see that they can cater to a region, making in India and supplying outside of to India and outside of India as well. And we are seeing this with some OEMs like PSA, also having a domestic as well as going to export. So that is going to help us. Somebody like MAHLE, who is already an established customer with these big OEMs outside of India, when they come to India, it's a natural partner for them. Secondly, when I see thermal business for us is equally kind of weightage point of view would be still required in the electrification as well as in the IC. Same is for filtration. Yeah, you still need your clean air in the wherever. But specifically when the electrification is coming into India, we are now thinking very much that we want to first focus on the two-wheelers and three-wheelers here in India. Of course, we are working with the big OEMs globally on the electrification part of it. So when Germany is working with the big names like big OEMs, German OEMs, European OEMs, they are working on the car side. In India, we have deliberately decided that we go with the smaller vehicles first, because that's where we see the government is going to push more, and big buses.
I want you to just throw more light on your contribution to two-wheelers and three-wheelers.
Right.
You mentioned.
So you see, India is the biggest two-wheeler market of the
Yep.
world, manufacturing-wise, and also export market from here. And I think if you want to, there are benefits of doing the electrification of the two-wheeler. One, the number. So government, of course, see it as a huge import bill for them on the petroleum side, for the fuel side. Even though it's a smaller engine capacity, but multiplied by 20 million of them, it is bigger than the car. So that addresses the government's issue, and we understand the push they're having it. Second, from a price, the pocket point of view, it's easier to, from a end consumer point of view, to reach an economic price point, value point for the two-wheeler in a quicker way
Through your solutions.
through our solutions.
Like what?
Like we are going to have a motor, small, very dedicated motor, which is going to be with a permanent magnet motor, which is going to be in this two-wheeler, and the controllers that kind of manages this motor, very much tuned to two-wheelers which are like 150cc or below that, which is the mass market. And then we have a motor dedicated we are working on the three-wheeler side, right, which is now government is saying, let's call it like the last mile connectivity, where you get off a metro station and you want to take a three-wheeler, and it does not have to be an internal combustion three-wheeler. You can go in an electric three-wheeler and people pay for the seat. And I think those kind of shared mobility is coming more and more. We anticipate that companies who are like your delivery boys and also like pizza delivery guys will come in all electric things in the future.
I hear
and
even electric bicycle manufacturers.
We are also, maybe you can also tell about, we are into the bicycle as well, in the pedelec motors as well.
We are
E-bike motion.
e-bike motion. Well, we started with traction motors for e-bikes, and we have secured several nominations already, and going to serial production last year, or went to serial production last year. And we acquired a startup called e-bike motion in Spain, which is now focusing on HMI displays, battery charging, controlling. So the full scope. Yeah, we can give a bicycle manufacturer the full scope of electric drives, HMI connectivity, apps via mobile phone. So we are the full one-stop shop for this bicycle manufacturer.
So you see, we have a tag, we have a vision statement: V-shaped future mobility.
Yes.
We are not restricting
to light vehicle, medium heavy duty.
Exactly.
It could be off-road, could be two-wheeler, could be three-wheeler.
Cycle, two-wheeler. So mobility is so much. In India, if you're present, how can you miss the mobility of two-wheelers, right?
Right.
This is a common man's mobility.
Yes.
So,
And
MAHLE is making a
I
big
think there's also a chance for India here to be front runner. Yeah, not only getting, for MAHLE for instance, getting our technology from Europe or North America here is a chance that for two-wheelers, it's the biggest market, as you said, Raj. There could be a real opportunity that this could be a lighthouse for us as MAHLE, but also for the complete industry, to bring India as in a front-running position here.
One of the differences that I observe is, while this is an analogy, while automation is suitable for the developed markets, India still believes in manually doing it to the extent possible because we have manpower. The same way, while MAHLE Global is working on converting mechanical into electronics, certain things using actuators. Do you see the reverse happening in India? You converting electronics into mechanical so that you can cater to the customers from the cost point.
I think that the whole cost structure will come down eventually. So I don't see that will happen. I don't see that. And, of course, it might be application specific or something. But if you ask me a generic question, I think we'll follow the global trends. But we will follow the global trends with the price points that suit us. India is still a very frugal market, right? So India will still. That is why the electrification will
come. This is also dual strategy: global quality, Indian price.
It's not the price. I will say value proposition.
Yes.
So value proposition. If you can bring a value proposition to a customer using our technology in a smaller vehicle, and you still can make it a success. It kind of, because ultimately it's a multiplication of price versus volume, right?
Yes.
So the value proposition will come not just by technology, but the size of the market as well. So the value proposition of Germany, what Audi needs, maybe we do not need here in Suzuki's. Yes.
Martin, I just want to think and reply to this question on geostrategy. MAHLE has commenced sometime earlier, I think, where MAHLE will think itself as a startup and then do something. What is the update?
I think about incubation program
Yes.
that we do.
Okay, that's a good question because I was responsible for incubation programs. We did it now for years already, right? For years, we gave our employees the opportunity to send over ideas. So we make ideation calls, and every ideation call we get then hundreds of ideas. We pick out the 20 best, make marketplaces, and then the team needs to present their idea in front of our own employees. Their own employees can choose, this is a good idea, and not even this is a good idea, I would like to join. So every employee has then the chance to join these teams, and then these teams getting 3 or 6 months off with an own budget, out of the processes, out of the company, do your own thing, get in new markets. And for instance, one striking example, what came off our thermal comfort know-how we have. One team came to the conclusion there's no baby seat currently with a thermal comfort, and still, your children are crying, it's hot in the car, or otherwise around, it's too cold. There's something we can bring in, and this idea is now working. We're working in Europe with the biggest child seat manufacturers to bring our thermal comfort into a child seat. So this is something would never come up if you ask your R&D team, which is only purely automotive, give me some innovations. They would never come up with this idea. But
to fuel this particular aspect of it,
yes,
is MAHLE is setting up some sort of a
we have a structure.
We have this incubation
structure already.
Where you get people from different industry segment. I'll give you a typical example.
Yes.
Airbus, for example.
Yes.
They have a center where they have engineers from different segments, food industry, plastic, textiles, apparel, all this. And then they come out with an idea because it's fusion and out of the box. So is MAHLE...
So what we are doing, I think, two things. To get out of the box external views, we buy startups, so we cooperate with startups, yes. But I think also it's important to give or to rely also on your internal resources. We have 80,000 people, 6,000 engineers employed at MAHLE. There's so much innovation which come out of our own. So yes, you can get extra pushes from outside. But I truly believe in our MAHLE people. We are now 100 years old. Always grown through innovation. You just need to ask our people, they have great innovations, and you need just to inspire them and give them the freedom to work. Of course, also external input is welcome, but I think we have enough innovation capacity in our own structure.
Thank you very much, Martin. Thank you, lovely talking to you. Thank you, Raj. Thank you for
Nice to
educating
meet
me.
you. Thank you.
Same here.